Welcome to the dark side of the White House. Today, we're diving into a topic that's both fascinating and deeply unsettling. For centuries, the White House has been a symbol of American power and prestige. Yet, within its opulent walls, whispers of something far more sinister have been swirling for generations. From disembodied voices echoing through the halls to shadowy figures flitting through the corridors, the White House seems to harbor a dark secret, one that has haunted presidents and staff alike. Join me as we uncover three of the most disturbing and chilling stories to ever emerge from the White House. We'll delve into the unexplained occurrences that have plagued presidents. Prepare yourselves for a journey into the unknown, dim the lights, and get ready to be spooked as we explore the three most chilling White House horror stories. Story number 1. The night descended upon Washington, D.C., cloaking the White House in an eerie silence. President paced restlessly in the Oval Office, the weight of recent events pressing down upon him. He had received alarming reports, whispers of a strange presence lurking within the White House walls, unsettling shadows flitting by unseen, and chilling whispers echoing through the corridors. At first, the president had dismissed them as mere stress-induced hallucinations. But the reports grew more persistent, corroborated by reliable staff members. His sleep, once a sanctuary, became plagued by unsettling nightmares, vivid visions of women in white gowns, their faces obscured by veils, their eyes filled with a chilling emptiness. One night, unable to bear the torment any longer, the president dismissed his security detail, opting for solitude. As the hours crawled by, an unsettling silence descended upon the White House. The portraits of past presidents seemed to watch him with knowing smiles, their eyes gleaming with a hidden knowledge. He was jolted by a sudden chill, a sensation that crept up his spine like a serpent. His heart pounded in his chest as he slowly turned his head towards the window. There, bathed in the moonlight, stood a figure. It was a woman, dressed in a flowing white gown that seemed to shimmer in the darkness. Her face was hidden beneath a veil, but her eyes, oh, those eyes, they burned with an intensity that sent shivers down his spine. They were like bottomless pits, swirling with forgotten tragedies and unspeakable secrets. Unable to move, the president watched in horror as the woman glided closer, her bare feet seemingly silent on the polished floor. He could smell the faint scent of lilies, a chillingly sweet aroma that only amplified his growing terror. As she reached him, the woman extended a hand, her touch icy cold. A wave of nausea washed over him as he felt the darkness seep into his very being. Images flashed before him, visions of past presidents, their faces contorted in pain and despair. He saw whispers turn into screams, joy turn into terror, hope extinguished by an unseen force. The woman spoke, her voice a haunting melody that echoed in the vast emptiness of his mind. She spoke of forgotten promises, of broken trust, of the darkness that festered within the heart of power. She spoke of the souls trapped within the White House walls, their cries unheard, their pleas for help ignored. The president collapsed, his mind and body overwhelmed by the chilling truth. He had been living in a gilded cage, oblivious to the darkness that lurked beneath the surface. He had been chosen not for greatness, but as a vessel, a conduit for something far more sinister than he could ever comprehend. As the first rays of dawn broke through the horizon, the woman vanished, leaving the president alone with his shattered illusions and the terrifying knowledge he now possessed. His presidency, once a symbol of hope, now felt like a curse, a burden heavier than any crown. The White House continues to stand tall, a beacon of American power and prestige. But within its walls, the whispers persist, a chilling reminder of the night when the president glimpsed the darkness that hides beneath the surface. He may never know the true meaning of the woman's message, but the weight of her words will forever remain etched upon his soul, a chilling testament to the horror that lies dormant within the heart of power. Story number 2. The White House, a symbol of power and prestige, a beacon of hope and democracy. But within its walls, whispers of a different kind have been swirling, a darkness hidden from the public eye. These are the whispers of a horror story, a chilling tale waiting to be revealed. It began subtly, barely noticeable. A misplaced object, a door creaking open on its own, a sudden chill in the air. Secret Service agents dismissed it as fatigue. The White House staff attributed it to overactive imaginations. But the occurrences grew bolder, more frequent. Strange sounds echoed through the halls at night, disembodied voices whispering secrets in the dead of night. Shadows flickered in the dimly lit corridors, faces appearing and disappearing in the periphery. The president, a man of reason and logic, refused to believe the growing rumors. He dismissed them as paranoid delusions, a product of the stress and pressure of his position. But even he couldn't deny the unsettling feeling that had taken hold of the White House. Sleep became a distant memory, replaced by a constant sense of unease. The Oval Office, once a symbol of authority, now felt like a suffocating cage. One night, while working late, the president heard it. A whisper, faint but distinct, coming from the shadows behind his desk. It spoke of a darkness that had seeped into the White House, a malevolent entity feeding on the fear and ambition within its walls. It spoke of a hidden chamber, a portal to another world, a world where shadows danced and nightmares reigned supreme. Terror gripped the president. He knew then that the whispers were real, that the White House was no longer the safe haven he once believed it to be. With a heavy heart, he confided in his closest advisors, revealing the secrets he had kept hidden for so long. Together, they formed a plan, a desperate gamble to confront the darkness and reclaim their home. Armed with ancient texts and forbidden rituals, they ventured into the depths of the White House, descending into the labyrinthine tunnels hidden beneath the foundation. The air grew thick and heavy. The shadows seemed to writhe and pulsate with an unseen power. They stumbled upon the hidden chamber, a room pulsating with an eerie light, the portal to the other world looming large in the center. As they approached the portal, a monstrous figure materialized from the shadows. It was a creature of pure darkness, its eyes burning with hatred. The president and his advisors fought desperately, wielding the power of the ancient rituals against the entity. The battle raged, echoing through the tunnels, shaking the very foundations of the White House. In the end, at a terrible cost, they were able to seal the portal, banishing the darkness back to its realm. The White House was no longer a haven, but the scars of the battle remained. The president, forever changed by his experience, vowed to keep the secrets of the night hidden, to protect the nation from the horrors that lurked beyond the veil. The whispers have faded, the shadows receded, but the memory of that night remains. The White House stands tall, a symbol of power and resilience. But for those who know the truth, it will forever be marked by the darkness it once held. The secret chamber remains sealed, a reminder of the horror that lies just beneath the surface, waiting for the right moment to break through. And so, the president continues to watch, ever vigilant, ever aware of the whispers that may rise again someday, a chilling reminder of the horror that once lurked within the halls of power. Story number 3. The White House, a beacon of power and prestige, stood bathed in the pale moonlight. Inside, its corridors held secrets, whispered tales of past presidents and their families. But tonight, the White House held a different kind of secret, a darkness that lurked within its walls, hungry and waiting. It was a night like any other for Sarah, a young intern at the White House. With most of the staff gone, the vastness of the building seemed to amplify the silence. As Sarah filed paperwork in the Oval Office, a sudden gust of wind rattled the windows, extinguishing the lights. A shiver ran down her spine. The darkness felt heavy, oppressive. Sarah tried to find her phone, but it slipped from her trembling fingers. The only sound was the faint creaking of the old floorboards. Suddenly, a low growl echoed from the shadows. Sarah froze, her heart pounding in her chest. The growl came again, closer this time, followed by the sound of something dragging itself across the floor. Terror seized Sarah as a pair of glowing eyes emerged from the darkness. Their red light seemed to pierce the darkness, illuminating a hulking figure with razor-sharp claws and fangs dripping with a viscous black liquid. It was a creature of nightmares, its presence radiating pure evil. Sarah screamed, backing away as the creature lumbered towards her. She tripped over a chair, falling to the ground. The creature's eyes locked onto her, its growl transforming into a blood-curdling roar. Just as the creature was about to pounce, a bright light flooded the room. Armed Secret Service agents burst in, their guns drawn. The creature screeched and retreated into the shadows, vanishing as quickly as it had appeared. The Secret Service agents found Sarah trembling on the floor, her face pale with shock. They escorted her out of the Oval Office, but the image of the creature remained burned into her memory. Sarah knew she had seen something she wasn't supposed to see, something that defied all logic and reason. News of Sarah's encounter spread quickly throughout the White House. Initially dismissed as a prank or a hallucination, the incident became more serious when other staff members reported similar experiences. Strange noises, objects moving on their own, and unsettling shadows began to plague the White House. Determined to uncover the truth, Sarah started her own investigation. She delved into the White House's history, researching accounts of unexplained phenomena and paranormal activity. She found numerous reports of strange occurrences dating back to the early days of the Republic. One night, while exploring the White House's attic, Sarah stumbled upon a hidden room. Inside, she discovered a collection of ancient artifacts, including a book bound in leather and inscribed with strange symbols. As she opened the book, a wave of cold energy washed over her. The book contained detailed descriptions of a powerful dark entity that had resided within the White House for centuries, feeding on the emotions and fears of those who lived there. Now armed with the truth, Sarah knew she had to stop the entity before it consumed the White House and its occupants. She contacted a group of paranormal investigators who confirmed the presence of the entity and devised a plan to banish it. On a night of a full moon, Sarah and the investigators set a trap for the entity in the Oval Office. They used sacred objects and powerful rituals to bind the entity and force it back into the darkness from which it came. The battle was intense, with the entity unleashing its full power. Sarah, fueled by her determination to save the White House, stood her ground and fought alongside the investigators. Finally, after a long and terrifying struggle, they succeeded. The entity let out a piercing scream before being consumed by a blinding light. The White House was finally free from its dark presence. The White House remained shrouded in mystery, its secrets forever etched into its walls. But for those who knew the truth, the darkness had been vanquished, and the White House could once again be a beacon of hope and leadership. Sarah, forever changed by her experience, continued her work at the White House. But she never forgot the horrors she witnessed, and she always kept a watchful eye for any sign of the darkness returning. So there you have it, 3 chilling stories from the White House that are sure to send shivers down your spine. Whether you believe them or not, one thing is for sure. The White House holds a lot of secrets, and some of them may be more terrifying than we can imagine. If you enjoyed this video, please press like button and subscribe for more spooky content. And don't forget to share it with your friends who love a good scare.